Welcome back, everybody, to SPANK'UM Chess. I am B Hood, and today I'm going over another one of my games from the black perspective while I play the Nimzowitsch Defense, and my opponent goes with the Colorado Gambit Declined variation, where they push forward with E5. Let's get into it. With E4, knight to C6, knight to F3, and what do I say we always do in this particular situation here? F5. Your opponent chooses to push forward with E5. D6, E captures on D6, C captures on D6. There's different responses. Bishop to C4. You can even see knight to C3. He goes bishop to B5, depend on the knight. So anticipation of that, E5. This is where it gets tricky right here, ladies and gentlemen. D4, potentially pushing forward with the pawn. So in this situation, boom, I immediately attack his bishop.
You said bullshit and experience is all it takes, right?
He captures on C6. I capture back, and he captures the pawn on E5. He probably wants to try to get to where we can trade queens, but I don't allow that. That's
I want to experience some of my bullshit.
Queen to A5 check. He goes knight to C3, and I push forward. Bishop to D2. I bring my queen back to C7. He castles on the king side. A prophylactic move just in case I wanted to go bishop to B7. Rook to B1. Knight to E7. Bishop to G5. So now he wants to pin the knight. He just
pop that puppy's can. You don't gotta grease him so hard, jarhead.
It's like I'm severely underdeveloped. But there's no need to worry because he cannot exploit that immediately. Bishop captures, and now he goes knight D4. So now he's looking to attack the pawn on F5, possibly bring his queen over to H5 for a check, but I easily get out of that and I castle on the king side. He pushes forward with E6. So now he's got that pawn way down in my business.
No other game is run so disorganized.
But he just can't. It's not easy for him to continue to get to mount an attack. Queen to D6, attempting to capture the pawn, capture the cheap pawn back. This is where he makes a blunder. Now you see how things can happen when you don't pay attention.
Who gives a fuck what you think?
So of course I grab up the free knight.
What's this stripping game, partner?
Rook to E1. You look at my pieces now, they're in good position to defend themselves.
Look around. Everything that is taking care of business is together. Dig it tight.
His knight is restricted. He has to make a couple of moves to even put any type of attack together. And look at it. Boom. Let me go ahead and get that back. He goes queen to D3, rook B to F8. So now I'm looking at the pawn on the pawn on F1. On F2. So now when you look at it, I'm lining all my pieces up on his king side. He goes rook to F1. I'm gonna start pushing the pawns down to keep him from going B3 or B4, anything of that nature. And eventually I'm gonna push forward and get that queen out of action. In this position here we go. Bow. Rook to G5. Now see, when you look at it, when you go back, he's moved that rook 3 moves, sliding back and forth but he's not developing an attack.
Say what?
So now I make a blunder.
You stupid fuck.
My opponent could have gone here with the check. I capture back. He gets the knight here. And of course, I bring my bishop there. Bishop to D6. So I just didn't like that variation. And I did make a mistake. But look what my opponent does. With that play right there, now it gives me a chance to get my bishop into another attacking position, which is F6. So look at those bishops lined up. So all this down here is looking like it's gonna get real juicy, ladies and gentlemen. It's getting real juicy, and potentially evicting the knight and getting my bishop right here.
That is strength, boy.
Queen to D2. So as you see, he's just sliding on the ranks. He's just sliding his pieces on the rank, and they're not advancing. He's not applying enough pressure.
Balboa is so predictable and stupid. The man comes straight ahead. He's tailor-made for me.
So now we're gonna shut him down. We're gonna shut that knight completely down. With that in mind, now mind you, I'm looking at this square here. I'm looking at this square. All 3 of his pawns surrounding his king are under duress.
That is power.
And this is when you can get your opponent to make a crucial error. Look what my opponent does. He's trying to attack my bishop and potentially looking forward to go FU, which is the F4 square. But look at this here. This is the move that blows his mind. Pow! Right there. He possibly could be losing a rook at this very position right here. My opponent doesn't play accurately. This game could be over. What does he do? Now watch this move here. Boom. Checkmate in 6. Checkmate in 6. I give you a few seconds. Can you find it? Okay, let's see. Rook captures on G3. So now, as you can see, he cannot capture with the F2 pawn because he's pinned. The bishop is pinning. He cannot capture. He captures back. H captures on G3. And bow. Mate in 2 moves from right there.
You came close, but you never made it.
There was a crucial moment in the game. He goes D4. It was basically even at that point. So I said, well, let me go ahead and counterattack. Something's got to give. So he captures, I captures. And this is as far as I believe my opponent went, was to capture on E5 and try to trade queens, but that didn't work. My opponent ended up resigning with the blunder move that he had made. I was in control simply because he blundered his knight on capturing the pawn on F5. Capturing the pawn on F5. And I hope you like, subscribe, and enjoyed the video. Until next time, I'll give you another video on the Colorado Gambit in the Nimzowitsch Defense. Until next time, I am B Hood, and this is SPANK'UM Chess. Peace. Hi, y'all. Here we go again. Dynamic and tactical game. A3. And now, here we go. Welcome back, everybody, to SPANK'UM Chess. I am B Hood.